So we have a new HOH in Kyland. It came down to Brent versus Kyland, and Kyland was able to pull it off. And everybody that followed him failed, which again is why he is the HOH. Now, Kyland is currently a part of a couple of alliances, to say the least. He's a part of that race-based alliance called the Cookout. He's a part of the Slaughterhouse Alliance. There's a new alliance that's been brewing during the early parts of his HOH, and I'm not sure, but I think he's also a part of the Butchers. Uh, Maybe that's not the case, but there are a lot of alliances overlapping one another, and pretty much the whole house is in some kind of alliance with each other, maybe minus one or two people. Because I think Brittany has been recently attached to a female alliance. But before I go further into what's been happening now, let's go back a little bit to who got evicted. Now, Travis was a likable person, a funny person, and according to BB Woke Twitter, he was pretty non offensive while he was in the house. But of course, we know before they even entered the house, but when the cast was revealed, the assholes of Big Brother Twitter did a little investigating, and they discovered Travis, he doesn't follow Joe Biden. He doesn't follow Kamala Harris, the ACLU, and Black Lives Matter. He didn't follow the people that they expected him to follow or that they demand we all follow. And just like the one party communist mindset, they condemned him. They condemned him before they even heard a word from him as far as his interviews with Big Brother and before he even entered the house. And so they wanted him out. And even still, they wanted him out because he was a white, straight male. And unfortunately, most of Big Brother's fan base, especially on Twitter, consists of the opposite of that. All the males are homosexual, pretty much, and all the females are feminists. Man-hating feminists. Well, man-hating feminists, same thing. And yes, they want him out of the house because they've been going with this narrative that it's nothing but POCs that get booted out pre-jury, when that's nothing but a lie. I mean, when you look at season 15, David Gurton was booted off first. Jace Agoli from 17 was booted off first. You would have had Cody Nixon pre-jury if it wasn't for battlebacks. Cameron. Well, I guess Cameron doesn't fit because he isn't in shape, or at least doesn't have the six packs. But he's still a straight white male, presumably, and he was booted off pre-jury. You also had Winston from Big Brother 20, who was voted off pre-jury. And so this whole narrative that white males, or all POCs as they like to call them, are all booted off pre-jury all of the time, it's just a lie. It's the same lie about how they love to romanticize Shapiro era Big Brother, the Big Brother before Allison Gardner took over. And they act like every single vote was just tight and close. Like they weren't majority unanimous votes. I mean, it's just not true. But these people engage in revisionist history and just flat out artificial history, things that never happened. They engage in that all the time. And so they put all of this on this man, Travis, and they wanted him out for it. And when they didn't think they were going to get what they wanted, they pretty much doxed Frenchie and try to put a felony on him to, again, ruin a man's personal life. It's three men's lives they tried to ruin so far in this season. Frenchie, Brent, and Travis before he even went in the damn house. So again, Big Brother Twitter is just full of a bunch of assholes who really need their ass beat and stomped out. But I digress. Now, during Kyland's HOH, there has been some talk. You have Sarah and Tiffany who's been discussing with one another that Brent needs to be out this week. And a lot of the females, well, the females specifically that are in this girl alliance, they want to target Brent. I guess because they see his alpha energy. I don't know what it is. I mean, he does seem like a gamer, but the problem is he does come off as a gamer. And these females see it and they want him out. I mean, he was one of the targets, one of the many targets of Frenchie last week. You know, it was Christian, Brant, and a couple of other people. Like Travis just got caught up in the nonsense that was Frenchie's week as HOH. And plus, he refused to put up a female, even though he did put up a female, but he wouldn't dare put up another female because he really didn't want to break his promise that he already broke to woke Twitter 2 times over by putting up a non-white male and a female on the block. So yeah, some of the girls are trying to target Brent this week. I don't think that's going to happen for them this week because Kyland is HOH, and I do believe Kyland has some sort of relationship with Brent, so they won't get what they want. But I'm interested in this twist that if they win this competition, the wild card competition for this week, that a person will be able to switch teams. And so I'm hoping someone interesting who will take that safety and switch teams. Because if someone within their alliance who feels 100% secure, if they win the wild card competition, then that twist won't come into effect. So, yeah, this seems like it perhaps will be an interesting week because Kyland so far hasn't announced who he's going to nominate. Earlier in the feeds, when he won the HOH, he did discuss with Sarah Beth that he would disclose that information to her. But currently, right now, he's in the bed, so you're not going to get any more conversation about that. So we'll probably find out sometime this afternoon or early in the evening who his targets will be. So enjoy the feeds. BB Woke Twitter got what they wanted. Travis is out first, but they're still going to be assholes no matter what.